We do not make rational choices when we choose our next life. Right? We're incapable of making a rational choice. Unless for someone like Odysseus. Wait a minute. All the experiences of heaven don't keep you from selecting in your next life the kind of a choice where you may end up as a tyrant and then suffer immensely more. Spending all of that time in Hades and then coming back and being judged again and going through all of this chaos and choosing another life. And so the cycle goes on and on and on. Well, once you get, now we're going to see whether we can accent the problem now. Once you get your particular lot that allows you to make your choice, and after going around, if you choose the particular lot you have, then Laches seals it in. They go before Laches again, and she seals it. And she sends a guardian. Now this is most interesting. Look here. She sends a guardian with each soul, kind of a guardian angel, but a peculiar one, because it's going to be a guardian of the life you chose. Wait a minute, what does that mean?
Keep you true to your choice.
That's right. That guardian is going to make sure you go after the choice you made. Therefore, the guardian is the fulfiller of the choice. So there's something within us when you're born. You make a stupid choice, and there's this guardian that's going to say, okay, you chose it, and you're going to be it. I'd like to change. That's my job to make your job. And so the spindle of necessity is spun to ratify the destiny of both the lot and the choice, and to make what he calls the web of its destiny irreversible. No, that's not a very comforting vision, is it? Now, how did Odysseus get? He's the only one who made a rational choice. Well, thank goodness there's another page. This is really curious, you see, because he now has this doctrine of the mean. And he says, you know, the problem is that whether you go here or you go here in Hades, whichever one you go to, or your present life, there's only one real problem. And that is, in every situation you're in, either in heaven, Hades, your present life, you must, in every situation, choose the better from the worst. And you choose the better, that's the just life. Always choose the middle, right? You don't want to go two extremes, because the just life is a mean. It's keeping away from the extremes. In that sense, it's very Buddhist in that sense, isn't it? So that the mean is the ethical choice. Because, you see, you can experience these things here intensely, and it doesn't bring about any value in your judgment. It doesn't change your judgment. It doesn't make your judgment any better. It doesn't make it any more profound. The suffering that you've gone through doesn't help you make any decisions when you now have to choose your next life. Well, what does? Huh? All right. There's another guide.
Can I ask questions as we go along?
Sure.
From what you just had, the page before that, from what I understood about choosing the better life or the just life in terms of making your choices. Mm-hmm. So if you make a choice that's it's somehow
wherever you are
mediocre, it sounded like to me, mediocre, then how do you merit?
In between, you mean, might be mediocre?
Then how do you merit that you're going to, rise above what you've been given? Or is that not necessary to do? Then you fall into, it seems to me, then you fall back into that sluggishness of not, sort of propelling yourself to do more.
You're quite right. But now use that same logic and see whether it would equally follow for pleasure and pain. If you had to choose between these, all right?
The goal would be to have good judgment.
And take the one in between, both. That's what he's saying. But let's see if we can take a look at this again. All right. there's another guide. There's an entirely other guide that's outside of the myth. Though there is a feature in it, outside of it, at the end of the dialogue. Socrates then comes back after telling the story. And I'd like to go to what he says and then go back into the myth to another part. Okay, let's go back into the myth. Where did I put that great quote? I'm now going to read the last two sentences in the Republic. The third, let me put three in. And so Glaucon, who's the chap he's talking with in the Republic, the tale of was saved, as the saying is, and was not lost. And it will save us if we believe it, and we shall safely cross the river Lethe, which is the river of forgetfulness, and keep our soul unspotted from the world. Now here it is. But if we are guided by me, we shall believe that the soul is immortal, capable of enduring all extremes of good and evil, and so we shall hold ever to the upward way, pursue righteousness with wisdom, always and ever, so that we may be dear to ourselves and to the gods, both during our sojourn here and when we receive our reward. But if we are guided by me, we shall believe the soul is immortal. Of course, that's what he tried to prove in the Republic and in the Phaedo. Capable of enduring all extremes. Capable of enduring all extremes. And so we shall hold ever to the upward way and pursue righteousness with wisdom. Well, where do you get the righteousness and wisdom in this story? Doesn't appear to be there. Well, I have an answer to that. I skipped it in order to have some fun. Okay, so let's see if we can get in there. He said, and now I'm going to push this a bit, all right? Because of the condition as described in the myth of there's an urgency. And the urgency is that you have to learn how to make proper choices. But there's nothing in the myth so far that can allow us to decide on how to make the better choice. Well, how do you make the better choice? He says you have to find someone. Right? You have to find someone, and in Southern California,